China's graveyard inflation. When dying costs more than living. In China, dying in the right neighborhood costs more than living in one. Welcome to Weird Geo Economy, the channel that unearths the wildest, weirdest, and most unbelievable financial systems shaping the world today. And today, we're not looking at mortgages or housing bubbles. We're digging deeper, literally. Because in cities like Beijing and Shanghai, there's one piece of real estate that's outpacing even the wildest property markets: cemetery plots. In modern China, dying has become a luxury. Where? We're in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and other Tier 1 cities in China. Megacities where the cost of living is staggering, and where the cost of dying is even worse. Cemetery plots in prime locations can sell for up to 300,000 RMB, 40,000 USD. More than the price of a small apartment in second-tier cities like Chengdu or Xi'an. And the most desirable plots? Those with feng shui advantages, proximity to famous individuals, or locations within well-maintained, prestigious cemeteries. They can go even higher, approaching 500,000 yen or more. The result is an exploding post-mortem real estate crisis, where families are now forced to save for decades or go into debt just to bury their loved ones in the right spot. What? This is China's burial plot bubble, a lesser-known side effect of the country's real estate obsession, where cemeteries are treated like luxury-gated communities, complete with manicured gardens, VIP zones, and even tomb-side concierge services. Here's what you're really paying for: a small piece of land, often only 1 to 2 square meters. A limited lease, usually valid for 20 years, after which the family must renew the contract or risk relocation. The status of being buried in a premium location, and increasingly, scarcity, as land for cemeteries becomes harder to secure in China's overcrowded cities. The irony, in a country with strict land use policies and a massive urban population, the dead are now competing with the living for square footage, and often winning. Why? Because in Chinese culture, burial isn't just practical, it's spiritual, ancestral, and symbolic. Despite decades of communist efforts to promote cremation and reduce land use, many families still hold firm to traditional burial customs, especially those rooted in Confucianism, Taoism, and folk belief. A properly located grave ensures peace for the soul, luck for future generations, and social status for the family. And just like with real estate for the living, the same dynamics apply. Limited supply, high demand, speculation, and of course, profit motives. Private cemetery companies have seized the opportunity, with some acting more like real estate developers than funeral providers. They market premium plots, offer financing options, and promote grave appreciation. Yes, that's a thing, as if they were selling condos. There's even a grey market for pre-owned plots, where families trade unused burial leases like investors flipping apartments. This unusual market involves a wide cast: private cemetery developers, who build, market, and maintain luxury graveyards; middlemen and agents, who broker second-hand burial plots and manage waitlists for oversubscribed cemeteries; grieving families, who often pay a premium out of obligation, superstition, or fear of social shame; the government, which tries to regulate burial practices while still quietly benefiting from taxes, land sales, and cemetery fees. There's also a growing industry of eco-burial providers, cremation consultants, and even death insurance salesmen, all capitalizing on the fear of not being able to afford death. Most burial plots in China are leased, not owned, and must be renewed after 20 years. Otherwise, the cemetery has the right to exhume and resell the space. Some urban residents have resorted to burying loved ones in illegal or rural plots, triggering a rise in black market funerals and unauthorized cemetery construction. Shared graves are becoming common, where multiple family members are buried vertically in a single plot. Not for tradition, but to save space and money. In China, real estate madness doesn't stop at the grave. It continues 6 feet under. With the living struggling to afford homes and the dead driving up land prices, the country faces a surreal question. Can you afford to die in the city where you lived? And as families wrestle with tradition, status, and finance, one thing's for sure. In modern China, even rest in peace comes with a payment plan. Subscribe to Weird Geo Economy for more hauntingly real stories from the world's most unexpected financial frontiers, where even death has a market rate.